Hey everyone, it's Matt, aka Tech Ranger, and today we're going to take a look at beauty mods on the Xbox for Skyrim, and there's quite a few that I use normally. Picked a few out of this video, and we're going to take a look at them, look at some examples, see what the maybe issues might be, decide for yourself if you want to use one or use them all. And this video is going to serve as more of a revisiting of the original video that I did for beautiful characters for Skyrim, because I used some of the same mods in this video. We're going to take a look at them again and just see what's changed. Maybe give you a better look to see if one of these mods might be to your liking. So if you like these kinds of videos, definitely feel free to leave a like if you get some value out of this video. Comment down below if you use any beauty mods for Skyrim. But with all that said, let's take a look at some of these beauty mods and see what it looks like in game as opposed to just looking at it on the mod menu. First up, let's look at eyes and what we can do to actually improve these and make it look like the characters have like piercing eyes. And that's actually in the description of this particular mod, which is the Darling Eye Replacer. Previously, I was using the Eyes of Beauty mod. The eyes were beautiful, however, the eyes themselves were a little too white and looked a little unnatural, a little bit more video gamey. What I like most about this particular replacer is that the eyes are very distinct, and when you're going to a town or a different hold, you see a lot of different eye colors, and that's also something I really like, and that's something that the last mod did as well, but this one I like the variety here more. Now the eye colors are pretty much all the same for all the different races, but here's a female with the different eye colors, and so you can see some of the variety. Going to the left seems to be a little bit more of the outlandish, not your average eye colors, and then to the right seems to be a little bit more natural, and this carries over to a male character as well. And then depending on the race, it's going to look a little bit different than the dark elf, for example. You know, maybe you want to go for just that black eye color and then just look like pure evil incarnate. Outside of that, that's pretty much all this mod does. There's not too much more going on with the eyes. You can always add that eye tint, which is basically just tint from your eyes, so like that glow from your eyes. But outside of that, that is pretty much the eye replacer. One of the things I was doing in order to kind of test this mod against the last one was just go to somewhere like Riften and just walk around and look at people's eyes and just see the variety in them. Let me know what you think of this one, and if you're using the Eyes of Beauty instead or another eye mod, go ahead and comment down below with whatever you're using. But next, let's look at a mod that takes place of our overall character's looks, but also the hair. These are the two major mods of this video that are going to give the NPCs and your character that very distinctive look. We have this version of the Divine People of Skyrim, which is going to give every character a really distinct look, change the faces and the hairs of over 300 NPCs in the game, including your own whenever you go and make your character. But then we also have the Divine Skins and Bodies for men and women, which should give us that skin texture, but then also do things like have armor fit and basically change the look of the body of your character. Important thing to note here, if you use one or the other, Divine Skins and Bodies for men and women, if you just use that one, you're going to want a hair mod to actually replace hair of NPCs, because that's not what this mod does. On the flip side of that, if you use Divine People of Skyrim, you don't necessarily need Divine Skins and Bodies. A skin texture like the one we just looked at in our Lord Order update video would suffice, but I wanted to see how this meshed with the other mod. No pun intended. Well, you've got our hair here, and to the left is kind of what you're used to, the default vanilla weathers, and then over to the right is where you're going to get to the new stuff, and this is the stuff that's added in the Divine People of Skyrim. And then you'll see a lot of pretty interesting hairstyles and different hairstyles than you otherwise would see in the vanilla game. However, you know, depending on how big you go with the hair, you are probably going to get some clipping issues with armor and things. This is just a limitation of the game, but just FYI, if you decide to wear a helmet or big armor, or as we like to say on the channel, it's something to keep in mind. At this point in the game, I kind of forget what kind of colors are actually available to vanilla players. There's also a lot of different hair colors you can choose from as well, and almost too much, but hey, you can have purple hair. There's even this really nice light purple, which looks pretty good actually. And now for some examples. So one of the things I want to do with Matthias, my dark elf, is make him look like Kratos. So we looked at some of the war paints, and there's a lot of options here on top of the vanilla options. So you have a lot to choose from. And this might just be because I'm installing this mid-save, but we only have a couple color options here, is basically a very bright or just dark red. This wasn't the case for the other races, but something I wanted to mention for the Dark Elf specifically. You can also change the skin tone of your character and basically make your Dark Elf look like a human if you want to. There seems to be a lot more nose options, which is really going to change the look of the face on your character. Then we get to the really cool part, which is the facial hair and just the hair in general. And as far as facial hair options go, I'm pretty awesome. I mean, I think I'm kind of just about there for the actual, like, old man Kratos look. On the lady side of things, you have a lot more hair options, it seems like, and that kind of changes depending on your race. And there's a lot of different presets to choose from as well. We could go through like literally all the hair options, but you'd be here all day. So here are some presets of some of the different races. There's one big issue I found with the Breton preset. For some reason, whenever you're in a screen like this, it shows horns. It'll pretty much make the Breton unplayable at that point. So I'm not really sure what happened there. I did do this on a existing save just to test this against the new one, and it seems to be happening in both spots, so I'm not really sure what the issue is. But if any mod authors want to chime in on that, feel free to let me know in the comments. If I had to guess, it's probably tied to the Divine People Skyrim mod. If you just want to avoid that in general, you can always check out the original mod that we took a look at in our first video on this topic, which is the Beauties of Skyrim. That's still up and working, so you can check that out if you want. That link will also be in the description down below. Where that one comes up short is it doesn't change the bodies of the actual NPCs or yourself, and it won't include any hair. You're going to have to find mods for that if you want that as well. But if you're just looking for faces, different faces, that'll get you there. So that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully that was helpful for anyone looking for any type of beauty mods for Skyrim on the Xbox. The original video still works. I'm going to put that in the description, as well as some other information along with the links to the mods that we looked at in this video. And with all that said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Happy modding, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below.